Also remain fully committed to my pledge never to allow the creation of a central bank digital currency in America. It won't happen. My first. Thank you. And the other night, I will say, with some of the congressmen and women, they wanted that so badly. That was so important.
Okay, and there we have President Trump blabbering away saying there's going to be no CBDC, no central bank digital currency. We're free, guys. He's fighting for our freedom. And, you know, this craziness that there's going to be a central ruling the money and he's going to freeze your money in your accounts if you don't abide by what the government does, which is what everyone's fear of a CBDC is. And you have total control of your money and you can block your assets. That's gone. Thank you, President Trump. Then he says this.
Let me say the entire crypto community, for years, you were mocked and dismissed and counted out. You were counted out as little as a year and a half ago. But this signing is a massive validation. And even before this signing, over the last year, year and a half, I think your stuff has gone up more than any stock, or just about more. A couple of stocks that were pretty good, I will say. But you have certainly, as an industry, gone up more than anybody. Nobody's gained the respect in such a short period of time. But this signing is a massive validation of your hard work and your pioneering spirit and your ability to never give up, because a lot of people would have given up 2-3 years ago. So I want to thank you for contributing to the incredible strength of America. This is going to make it stronger, and congratulations on this incredible achievement.
And so it seems he's extremely supportive of digital assets. So what's going on here? We're going to explain this. So please subscribe, like, do everything. We're going to explain to you what is happening with this Genius Act. So Genius Act essentially gives now finally a structure to the regulatory structure to stablecoins. So he said, we're not doing CBDC, we're doing stablecoins. Stablecoins is, let's say I could issue right now, at the moment without this regulation, right now, Rebel Facts coin. And I'm going to say each Rebel Facts coin is going to be worth $1. If you want to change your Rebel Facts coin, I'll give you $1. This is the fallacy. It's a lie. Currently you have Tether, for instance, where, oh, you can change one Tether for $1. We've got the money on the books. Absolute garbage. All of 90% has been used already and pocketed. It's a total lie. Just like all banking is a lie. Just like they say they have your assets. So you look at your bank account, oh, I got $20,000. No. Now, if everyone went and clamored for the money in their account, it's not there. Like Silicon Valley Bank, like all the regional bank collapses last year, that's what would happen. There is nothing there. It's the same thing with these stable coins. So he now wants to give a regulatory framework to make sure that they have to have the reserves for it. Obviously, they won't have it. Obviously, that's garbage. So why is he doing this? So the answer is there was a lot of clamor by the banks regarding CBDC. Obviously, the government wants to do it, but they won't get their cut. The banks won't get their cut. So therefore, they lobbied to not have a CBDC and put it one level down into the banks. Right? Currently, all the bank does the lending, but if the government did it, obviously, it would just be much cheaper. They lend it to you. They take much less of a cut. They don't need. They're not an in-for-profit business, right? They take much lower loans, and it would be actually a very good thing. So that is why China wants to go down that way, and that's why China will do very well, because they will be loaning out to their people at a very cheap rate. But now they're saying, no, we're going to do stable coins. The banks, each bank is going to have their own one. Bank of America is going to have their own one. HSBC is going to have their own one. Chase is going to have their own one. Each one will have their own stable coin, and you obviously can trade between each other because they're all essentially $1. Each one is $1. But it gives the power in the banks. That's what they want. The banks still want to earn 5%, 6% interest, not the Fed 1%. They want 5-6%. That's what they're going to charge you. And they will have the auspices, obviously, with a backdoor to the regulatory agency, which is the government. So if they do want to freeze your bank account, they're going to freeze your bank account. You don't want to take the vax, they're going to freeze it. You go and send out a nasty tweet to somebody in the UK, they're freezing your bank account. You promote LGBT stuff, and they're going to put some money into your account. Stable coins and digital currency makes things seamless. It's very easy for the government and people at the top to control, and people to control things. That's why they want digital currency. It also stops you black money. It's great tax revenue for the government. That's why they want digital currency. You can't do any more cash backhanders without paying the government tax. So that is really why they're going to incentivize, they're going to push this, and they will push it through. And now this is the US saying, basically we're doing CBDC without it being called CBDC. Take out C and just call it BDC. Central bank digital currency? No. Bank digital currency. That is basically what they've done. Same thing, just one level lower, right? To give you the illusion that it's not centralized. The illusion you've got a choice. Oh, I'll go to Bank of America. Oh, I'll use HSBC. Same thing, all visible by the government, all controlled by them. And as we saw with the truckers in Canada, when the government wants, they froze their bank accounts, and that was when these, but at least then they could use cash. So you could freeze your bank accounts, you can use cash. Not when they're on stablecoin, not wearing your digital currency. When they freeze your account, you're starving, mate. There's not gonna be any cash. You will be in big trouble, right? And again, it will allow them to say, we're not putting a vaccine mandate. We're just saying anyone that doesn't take the vax has their bank account frozen. That's it. We're not forcing you to take it. But if you don't do it, we're going to freeze your bank account. That's exactly how they work. That's how they play, guys. And so this is also why is Trump pushing this, because the dollar is collapsing. Everyone's losing trust in it. So he wants to give you, the illusion of stable coin, strong. It's as good as gold. You see Bitcoin going up so fast. This is as strong, it's as reliable. It's not. It's a government fake backed by the fiat currency dollar, right? Which they can just print to infinity. So if there's a run on HSBC's stablecoin, let's say, there's 1,000 stable coins and people want their money, and HSBC obviously used it and stole it all. The Fed would just print the dollars and give it to HSBC, $1,000, and that would be your backing. Your stablecoin is backed by the US dollar, which is backed by nothing. Right? That's ridiculous. That's how ridiculous. It's not Bitcoin, which is one unit that you cannot make more of it. That's the essential value of Bitcoin. It is, it's infinite, essentially. It cannot be made more of, rather than the US dollar, which is just some corrupt fool's fiat paper. And so because it's collapsing, they're going into this, and they need more control in order to stop you using other real assets like Bitcoin or gold or other currencies. So that's the reason for this. Stay away from it. It's dangerous. Stay away from digital assets. Don't touch it. I will not be. And yeah, so that's the point of this. This is a very dangerous act, this Genius Act. Oh, and I forgot the main point. Genius Act, the whole point of it is only the banks are going to be able to issue them. At the moment, as I said, I could issue a Rebel Fax coin, but no, it's going to need a license now. Banks love license. Big business monopolies, which is the disgusting system we're in now, they love rules. They love rules, they love regulation, because only they can pay for it, only they can do it, only they have the connections to pass it. That is how they control everything, the big business. That's why we're in a monopoly. That's why we're being crushed, because of this disgusting monopoly presence in all industries in the world, in the Western world, right? Not in China. In China, they have a ruthless competition. They're way more capitalistic than we are here. And so that's why this is now, you need a license. Only the banks are going to have a license. I will not be able to issue one anymore, even though I could today. No more. Only the big banks, and only they can trade, and only them giving the backdoor to the government. And in the end, it is basically a CBDC. That's why, because if I was still be able to issue, I'm not going to give the government any auspices on my Rebel Fact coin. I can tell them no. It's my coin. There's no regulations here. I don't have to. I can tell people they have to trust me. There's $1 for every Rebel Fax coin. But then they're going to supposedly have a regulation that they're going to have the assets to back it up. Again, they're going to tell them to buy treasuries. They need people to buy government debt. That is the whole point. You're going to be backed by government debt, another fallacy. This is the whole joke of the whole thing, right? It's just a giant joke to ensure that the government stays solvent, can keep borrowing. Trump is borrowing $5 trillion in this term. He's a big spender. And that's the whole point of it. So this is a disastrous act. It's CBDC through the back door, and I hope you see through it, and I hope it doesn't pass the Senate, although I'm sure it will.